Good morning, Wednesday morning, the morning break. It is hot. I don't care, even if you have air conditioning today in the state of Ohio, it is still super hot. Like, it's going to be incredibly warm. Remember, to whatever you do, stay hydrated. Of course, today is National Iced Tea Day. So if that is what you want to drink, you should. I would recommend something along the lines of Gatorade or something like that. That will help. It's going to be warm everywhere, they say. Now they're saying it's not going to be like hot. It's going to be like 91 today in Ohio, but it's the humidity that is freaking everybody out. Anyway, just those are. Hey, so now you know it's National Iced Tea Day. Now here's my thing on iced tea. Is there a difference between iced tea and sweet tea? Because I spend a lot of time in the South, and I wonder this because, and of course not being Southern, I don't know the answer to this question, and I would like to know, is there a difference between iced tea and sweet tea? Or is sweet tea iced tea? Does it all fit in the same category? Or are they different? Are they cousins? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm curious. I'm not that curious that I'm going to Google it. So this is this interesting thing. I want to talk to you about something. So we got into a point in society where there's a certain level of interest for stuff, but when it's real interest, I Google it then or ask Siri, and I just did that, and Siri's going to talk to me now. But so I think that's like a whole new level as we get older. That we're seeing is, how serious are you about your search? And that's my question for you today. Hey, time for us to check in with the My-Snackies look in cam. We're in Deerfield Beach, Florida. It looks beautiful there. It's 84 there already at this time of morning. So it's going to be a warm day there, I'm sure. I bet that ocean breeze feels amazing. And remember, whatever you're doing this summer, and like we said, about 70% of people are taking summer vacations via the road. Hey, you need some My-Snackies as part of that. Freeze-dried snacks are like new to me. I was not cool. Did not know, but now I do. And everybody needs freeze-dried snacks in their life. If you're planning a road trip this year, load up with some great My-Snackies.com snacks and mention that you heard about it here on the morning break and on Abundant TV. We appreciate them being a great sponsor and a great part of what we're doing here on the network. Hey, did you catch last night's show, the Rob and Kristen show last night? We had a great show. And I loved last night's episode. If you haven't, you can watch it on demand or throughout the week. The rest of the week, it'll be on demand coming up later this week. So that's kind of the stuff that we had to get out. By the way, also, so here's a question for you. Also, National Egg Roll Day. So are you going to drink your iced tea and have an egg roll? I mean, egg rolls sound good. What do you like in your egg roll? This is something I have not. And when I saw this come across the sheet this morning and stuff that I do, I actually have an assistant that helps. Surprisingly, I don't follow most of the instructions, but and one of the things came up was about the egg roll thing. And I was asked, like, when was the last time? I will tell you, it has probably been 3 years since I've had an egg roll. Probably 3 years. And I don't know why. I don't have a reason for that. I was thinking of that when I was doing some show prep this morning. I don't really have a reason why I haven't had an egg roll. I mean, but what's your favorite stuff to put in your egg roll? Those are things that we're thinking about. NBA Finals again tonight, New York and Spurs. That should be a good game. I'm not a huge NBA fan anymore. Just haven't been probably for the last 20 years. Just not one of those things that I go, ooh, I want to catch a game. It just basketball in general, not as interesting as it used to be to me. But should be a great game 3 or game 4. Is it game 4? It's game 4, excuse me, sorry. But should be a great one. For the Knicks, I mean, here's the thing: the Spurs have won a bunch of these over the years. Knicks, it's been a long time since they've won anything, and so you got to kind of feel. Though normally I hate all New York teams, a little bit of me going, this would be cool. Football season just around the corner. Hey, have you seen the new show on the network? It's Saturdays at 7 p.m. Replay again at 8 p.m. on Monday. It's called Sunday Concession. Brand new show about football. It is incredible. It's an hour and a half long talk about football, fantasy football. You know, hey, camp is right around the corner. Football season getting ready to crank up, and we are so excited to have the great folks at Sunday Concession, easy for me to say, as part of exclusively on the Abundant TV network, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Of course, you got wrestling right before that at 6 with EPW. And so it's kind of a dude's night. Dude, we should do that. I mean, seriously, it just came off the top of my head. We should have dude's night because we've got the wrestling at 6, football at 7 to 8, so 8:30. Gosh, we should do that. It's like a programming hack right here, right now on the show. Hey, listen, I want to talk about the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. They reached out to me yesterday. They wanted to thank me for believing in them early on, and we do. My wife and I truly believe in the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee and all that they do and what they're doing, which is super incredible. And their coffee is amazing. I drink their stuff almost every day, except when I'm on the road. Going to be gone tomorrow to Columbus, Indiana. And if you follow me on social media, you'll know I'm going to check in at one of my favorite coffee shops in the country. It may not be tomorrow, maybe Friday, but I will do it over this. So follow me on social media. You can find that out. But 7 Weeks Coffee, it's my go-to coffee. It's my everyday coffee. It's like my everyday driver if you're a car guy. And their coffee is amazing. You can you can mix and match. Here's my recommendation. They just dropped the new Haitian coffee. Get a variety pack, include the Haitian coffee, get the morning blend, get the dark roast like I like, but pick up 4. It's a great value. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. We appreciate them. They've been with us for a year and a half now, and we're excited to see where it goes after this. Hey, if you like films, my buddy Rob's going to be with us. We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk about life. We're just going to talk about stuff. It's what we do. And one of us is wearing a cowboy hat. And I think you know which one. We'll do that after this break.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Thanks to great folks, 7 Weeks Coffee. That's 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. And remember, grab that Haitian coffee. That I'm excited. I'm really excited about that coffee. I have to tell you, haven't had it yet, but I'm excited about it. Rob Ekno is with us, the man with the cowboy hat, the man, the plan, the dream, all of those things right there. The man that makes movies fun. He puts the fun in movie. I don't know where that's at in movie, but it's there somewhere, I'm sure. Hey, Rob, how are you doing, sir?
Spectacular. And I did not know that today was egg roll day and iced tea day. And this is why you have to show up for life, Robert. You learn all these amazing things on Mornings with Rob.
Well, see, and that's kind of like it. Like, I don't think, and it's sad, maybe I'm just in the wrong loop of friends, but we rarely talk about egg rolls. I mean, that's not really a thing. And I know in a lot of cases, they're just not healthy. And maybe that's why it's been 3 years since I've had one. Yep. Because as I get older, Rob, now my body doesn't like all the same foods it used to like.
Absolutely.
And so maybe that's it. So, but you're in the heart. You're like one of the buckles in the buckle belt in the Bible Belt. Tell us the difference between iced tea and sweet tea. Is there a difference?
You're asking somebody who drinks 99.9% water. That is my drink of choice. Ever since I gave up my wonderful drinking career over 33 years ago, I am just normally the water guy. Once in a while, I'll have a sweet tea or something at a barbecue joint. We got some good ones down here in the Knoxville area, but very rarely. My other half, she has all the stuff, and so for me, it was never a big deal. You know why? You know why I believe I went bald though, and I won't say the name, but it's a soda that's greenish yellow in a greenish can, and I never knew that it had like more caffeine than anything on planet Earth. And when I was like 13, 14 years old, Rob, I used to drink like 4 or 5 of them a day. So I think I was destined. I'm not sure that that's the reason. So I don't want them screaming and hollering at me. But anyways, I used to guzzle things.
So I've got to ask you a question because you said 99% water. Now, do you drink sparkling water too? Do you drink some just straight water?
Yes, because I learned from my old health guy out in LA that the sparkling water with the carbonation removes a lot of the good vitamin B from your body, which is your energy. So I just go with the water. Now, I do have some package. I will throw some hydrate stuff in there and things like that. But or I'll mix I have my protein shake, so I just mix the water in there with that and maybe something else as well. But yeah, anytime I go to a restaurant, I'm the water guy.
Do you put lemon on the side? You squeeze some lemon?
Once in a while, and sometimes not. Yep.
So tell us what's going on, man. Show is doing awesome on the network. You got to check it out every Thursday, 8:30. Now, Rob doesn't know this because I haven't told him yet. We now are going Rob's now going daily Monday through Friday at 5 p.m.
What?
The show started. Yep. Show started on Monday, and I waited to tell you until we were on the air. So now Monday through Friday, you can catch older episodes of the show Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. So right in prime time as you're getting home from work, flip on the guru of things Christian movie related, Mr. Rob Ekno, and he'll take care of you. Ekno. I'll get his name. Yeah, it looks like Echo, though. I'm serious. We could call you just Echo.
Man, I've had more a million things, Rob. As long as, the old saying, you can call me what you want as long as it's not late for dinner.
Exactly.
Or lunch, or breakfast, or snack time. If there's food involved, don't let me show up late.
Totally, exactly. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question because, of course, the stuff you're doing, and I want to talk about the festival you do, the movie stuff you do. But I wanted to start off with this. I think, and now this is my opinion, I want you to kind of chime in on this. I think we're seeing better Christian movies than ever before.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's one of the things is that, you have all these other bigger studios and stuff, but what we're doing, and I agree with you on that, what we're doing is and through Abundant TV and also, of course, wonderful Dorothy down at Watchmen as well, that between the two of you guys, you have this amazing vision to do this for the show. We are our goal is to introduce you to these incredible, amazing filmmakers that are going out and having the courage to produce faith-based films that most of us would never know about if not for Abundant TV.
Well, and I love the fact, and I watch Rob's show, not for Rob, but for the movies.
Exactly. That's the only reason I watch it.
I had to do that because there are a lot of people that will say that when Rob and Kristen show, and people will go, well, "I watch for Kristen," and I'm like, "Well, I'm on the show too." I'm like, "How did that happen?" But anyway, here's the thing that I love what you're doing, and I love the idea of encouraging, because in a lot of ways your show is a vehicle to encourage these young movie makers.
Yes. Yeah, we're very, very blessed. And some of the shows that you're going to see on Abundant TV are through young filmmakers. We'll have one coming up later on. I'll get into a little bit of the schedule later, but all the way we've got some, speaking of the young stuff, So coming up, let me put my glasses on. It's on August 6th. We've got plenty of good shows between then. But on August 6th, Rob, we have this amazing group called School of the Christ-like. They're from Ocala, Florida, and they're all in the teenage range, high school range, and they perform live theater and stuff, but they started their own show as well, and we were blessed. They brought 26 of them up from Ocala to be at our latest Knoxville International Christian Film Festival in Pigeon Forge a couple of weeks back. And they did a really cool thing. They invited myself. I felt kind of pretty blessed, actually. They invited me and Eric Avari, who plays Nicodemus on The Chosen, and they did a special presentation for the two of us and stuff. But that's going to be a really awesome show. It's Damar Darnell Jackson. And he's the guy that oversees it all. And these guys, Rob, are so amazingly talented. School of the Christ-like, that's going to be on August 6th. And that is really inspiring. And so now they're breaking out and doing their own YouTube thing and stuff as well. And, one of the ones, I don't know if I should say this, but the wonderful lady who got me into the ice cream social a couple of months ago that you happened to notice, her daughter, Leah, did a beautiful film, which will be I think it's the last one. Yeah, it's going to be the last one of this year, Catch My Drift, and it's all kids in the 9, 10 to 13 year range, and they did a beautiful thing called Catch My Drift, which was all about one gal being really selfish and self-centered and think she was better than the rest of the world without all her friends, and then kind of God brought her into to reality. There's all kinds of wonderful. Problem Addict is going to be coming up. It wasn't done by young filmmakers, but it's young actors by the Mastros out in Las Vegas. This was a Silver Award winner called Problem Attic, not like me, an attic, but the attic in the top of your house. And they have to go through this attic in school when they're like misbehaving, or the teacher thinks they're not getting the way they should behave. Anyways, they go up there and they have to find scripture and walk through this attic and keep finding scripture in order to get out the final door and stuff. It's just a really, really
cool concept.
So these are all shows coming up here on Abundant TV.
I love that. And I love what you're doing. And for a lot of, not for all, but for some of them, you show the whole, the short movie on the show.
Yeah. And anything that is 24 minutes or less. So that way I have an open and a close and an introduction and an outro. Sometimes, as you may have noticed, depending on who the guest is, we'll end with the guest doing prayer and leading us out in prayer, and we just end the show right there as well. But yes, anything from the 5-minute mark to the 24-minute mark. I've had some of the short films that were like 35 minutes. I've had them cut them down 10 minutes. They're the only ones that know what's missing. We don't, right? But I have them cut them down. So we show the entire thing. Now, I didn't want to cheat feature film directors who are doing even more work, right? So what I do with them is I say, listen, give me either like 2 10-minute pieces or a 15-minute piece, that makes sense and tells a nice story. And then we do our Zoom interview. Also, we try what makes our show unique as well, is we try to start every show with an interview on the red carpet at one of our live showcase events as well. And so it may not be like, say it's Rob Patz's movie, but maybe it's going to be a longer interview. So I might have Joe Smith, who talked about a similar subject to what Rob's movie is, and we'll place him because we want to make sure that people know, as your network is, Abundant TV, right? We want to make sure that it's alive and well, and it's creative, and it's different. And so starting off on the red carpet with interviews and stuff like that as well, just adds. And then you're going to see, Rob, it's not necessarily the greatest quality. It's plenty good enough. But what we did was, because we're just starting out our festival too still, we're still growing and stuff. So some of the folks I had use their cell phone for me. And after this was Rob. This was the most impactful time of our recent showcase. God said to me, a lot of film festivals, you may know, the audience may know, they'll line up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a 2-3 hour block and just run through the films. Or there'll be a film festival that starts at 9 in the morning and goes till 9 at night, and it's just one film, blah, 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 blah. God said to me, he said, Rob, the movie is great that they're all producing, but their personal testimony and sharing it with the audience of worldwide filmmakers in Pigeon Forge is even more powerful. And so what I did was, a couple weeks ago at our latest festival, like say it was the Rob and Kristen movie, after we showed it with the audience of people, and we had people from 14 states, Canada, and the Isle of Malta there. It was just so awesome. Right? And when I say 14 states, there are multiples from many of the states, right? But what I would do is I'd bring Rob and Kristen up after your movie and say, hey, now tell us how this came about, or tell us, this particular scene. And then we had one guy. So here's, just to give you an example, I did not know any of this, right? So coming up on August 20th here on Abundant TV, is a 5-minute mini film called Incurable, and it was done by Ekno TV in Kentucky. And Rob, it is one of the most powerful 5 minutes any of us, because it's basically Jesus and some disciples. People don't know that it's Jesus and disciples, but you can tell. And they go into a little coffee shop, and one of the guys, Paul or somebody, one of the disciples, wants to give the waitress who's having a hard day a 5% tip. And Jesus looks at it and goes, Paul, seriously? No way. And he just scribbles like an enormous amount of money, and she almost passes out, right? But anyways, it's really, really a powerful piece. But here's the deal. They filmed it in a restaurant in Kentucky, and the co-owner had no clue that they were coming in the next day to film. And he was not a Christ believer. They came in to film the next day because his partner allowed him to come in. During the filming of this piece, that guy gave his life to Jesus during the filming of it. That testimony will be on Abundant TV on Thursday, August 20th. It's called Incurable. The director is Dave Siriano. Lacey Howard is the lead actress. Jordan Andrew plays Jesus. And Jordan, who came down from Connecticut to Kentucky, he looks like Jesus. He happens to be a minister, so he baptized Chris Wells, the guy that gave it on the set right after he gave his life to Christ. This whole story is going to be on Thursday night, August 20th, here on Abundant TV on Knoxville International Christian Film Festival presents at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
And then it catches it in replay, because the part Rob forgot to mention is now Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. You can watch replays of the shows. Now, the new one, of course, Thursday nights, always 8:30 p.m. But then you can watch the older ones at 5 p.m. each night. So
what a blessing, Rob, what a blessing that you and Kristen and your team are, and also Dorothy and Chris and Tamara down in Augusta, Georgia. The two of you have the wisdom to realize the magnitude of what can be done when we give others who people don't know about, right? Like everybody knows Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain and these guys, right? And I've worked with them. They're wonderful people, all that good stuff. But these are the stories that you're seeing on Abundant TV coming from just Rob and Kristen, just telling our story. Right. Yep. A couple weeks ago, you heard the show, which one of you'll want to see now that Rob mentioned it at 5:00, called Seeds of Hope. And it ran back on May 14th. It's Christine McDonald, who had been sold into sex slavery at 15 years old by her foster mother for $2,500. She was abused, battered, beaten for 21 years. One night she escapes a John after being beaten and molested and all this. And she got his gun, and she got him on his knees and said, beg for your life. And she realized she was, as you could imagine, right, beaten, battered, and all this. She didn't believe in God. And she was there with the gun and the guy on his knees. And she said, I felt this amazing presence of the Holy Spirit or something was so powerful. And it said, Christine, if you shoot that man who just got done beating and molesting you, you'll be no better than he or any of the others who did horrific things to you. And she emptied the bullets into the ground and ran away. And that was she finally got out of it. But because of all the beatings and batterings and all this, she went blind. She now has 2 glass eyeballs. And I said, Christine, you have got to make it from the St. Louis area to our festival and share this story. And her filmmaker, Julie Stoker, so Christine has 2 glass eyeballs because they had to take her eyes out because of all the beating. She went blind. And her filmmaker, Julie, is legally blind and can't drive. And she made the film. I mean, these are the stories that we're because you and Kristen made this choice to say yes with the Knoxville International. These are the stories that the audience is getting to hear.
That is awesome. Hey, buddy, if somebody is a filmmaker, maybe they've got a short movie, or what do they call it? Is it?
Yeah, short film.
Short film. Yeah. Or anything like that. How do they get in contact with you?
KnoxvilleChristianFilms.com.
That's it. That's all you have to do. Find him there. And you know what? And I'm going to do this on the air. Rob, I'd love to have you on every other month. Let's try to put it on the calendar. I know you're a busy man, but let's try to put you on every other month.
I'm there.
So begin in August and talk about stuff because we really love, and the show has been such a success at 8:30 at night. And that was one reason why we decided to put it at 5 p.m. again, Monday through Friday. And check out Rob. Now, that may not be a good reason to watch the show, but the movies are really good.
Listen, you are correct. And here's the thing. I just shared this in my recovery meeting this morning here in Knoxville. We were talking about listening. And I am one of the few guys that host a TV show that does not prepare anything.
Oh, my.
I introduce Rob. Say I'm doing you, right? And I look in your eyes and I go, look at a beautiful smile on Rob's face and the gleam. And I go, Rob, what is going on with you this morning that's given you this great joy? And then you tell the story. And from there, I'm listening to what you're giving me. And we continue on. And then I do get into, I know what the movie is coming up, right? Or the clip. So I know what we're going to get into, And so I say, okay, Rob, guide us into this, your short film, or guide us into the first clip that we're going to see. So, but I pray and I let the Holy Spirit guide me the whole show.
Yep, that's it. Hey, Rob, great having you with us on today's edition. My friend, we'll see you in a couple of months. Check out the show Monday through Friday at 5 Eastern time on the network. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Man, where does the time go? It goes by way too fast. It has been another great day. Cool stuff going on. Man, Rob blesses me every time he's on the show. Love having him on. Hey, listen, appreciate you being with us. Remember, you can check us out on the app. It's Abundant TV. You can download it at Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or on your favorite mobile device. We appreciate it. We'll see you Monday for another morning break.